Okay, so from a mental perspective, this is a key area for me. This is one of the big areas in world cricket now, where actually we get players get found out, unfortunately. And we've heard the slogan often, you're good enough but you're not strong enough mentally. And is it a mental game? Often when you get into the top end of the game, so when you get into the IPLs and the bigger formats and the franchise cricket, it's not about technical anymore. It's more about 90% mental, you're sort of 10% technique. But then obviously at the younger end of the game, what we're looking at is when you're coming into the game, or under 13s or under 15s, it's 90% technical, and 10% we've sort of focused on mind. So just like you focus on train your mind, your front foot drives, or your batting or your bowling, we should be working on trying to train our mindset to be stronger, and able to sort of factor these elements in. So when, as a coach, I'm factoring a player who's got the ability to fight. And fight isn't about physically fighting. It's about having a robust belief and an inner ability to deliver in high match situations and big match moments. And this is the stage that's set often when games are there, but we sort of don't get the individual who often wants to compete and do really well. What we get is we get found out very quickly. So the inner fight in somebody who can do it and thrives on the big stage, big moments to win them games. And I gave you a particular example of Shaz earlier on, and that was the element of fight during that period in that ECN tournament. So again, inner drive is something related to desire, that inner desire to go on, compete, go well, have a high work ethic, and be able to deliver as high, the full achievements and the goals that you're looking for, but have that inner belief and inner drive to consistently get there as much as possible. And that could be in your training environment, that could also be in your competition environment, but that is to have that effective edge amongst your peers. And that's what we're looking for. Critical moment control. So that is having the ability to stay in the moment for long periods of times during that particular period of passage of play. So do you lose focus quite quickly? Are you distracted quite quickly? Do you get frustrated, or get in a position where you might make a poor decision? Can you stay in the moment for longer? And a particular passage around this, if we remember the Donald versus Michael Atherton, those that remember that passage of play, is that competitiveness, that that hard moment, Atherton's desire to stay in that moment, even though he was getting bounced out or hit, etc., etc. So these are passages of play. So that critical moment is making a big difference. And it's that final ball movement. If you just remember the final ball movement, it's about what you do at that split second in order to make an effective decision. We spoke a little bit about resilience before. Resilience is obviously quite a big one for cricket, especially for young spinners, especially for our younger cricketers who are not in a position to control the line of length or consistently get big hundreds. It's about being resilient enough to keep coming back, to keep training harder, keep getting up, keep working hard, keep getting back on that field in order to work harder and get better. And especially for young bowlers who constantly get hit in senior cricket, and don't see like they're being successful, that is a big part of resilience. That's a character development sort of trait for me. Cricket IQ, this is something that obviously from a mental point of view is really important. The younger stage of the game, again, if you're coaches or you're players or you're looking to get into the national program, I would be looking for intelligent players who can have a strong desire to be intelligent in that moment to win effective battles between bat and ball. And this is something that I would be looking at in terms of intelligence. Can they have good level of awareness? Are they able to understand the game and the strengths and the weaknesses that it has, but also make effectively good decisions under pressure consistently? So cricket IQ, again, are you mentally good enough around your cricket IQ? Focus goes without saying. Possesses possessions of ability to remain focused in that passage of play, whether you're a batter, bowler, whether you're batting, long periods of time, whether you're in the field, whether you're about to bowl, whether whether it's internal or external, you need to have that ability to stay in that moment with focus without any distractions. And then obviously coachability is quite a big one for me. Do we have players that are listening, especially in the younger age groups? The under 19s, soon to, we're looking at the under 16s as well. Can we have players who are coachable, who have the desire to learn and, possess information and constantly soak up the information and are willing to do anything to sort of get better as their journey continues? So these, from a mental point of view, obviously these factors here, the 7 factors that I would be looking at throughout each player, and especially when we get into our matchups, what I would be looking to do is, can we compete with the players mentally as well? So just like you train your front foot drives for hours and hours and hours, or whether you like to go to the gym and run on a treadmill, let's train our mind as much as possible to be effective decision makers, but also be effective players as well.